Ugh, so annoying. You hear me? Okay. We thought you were professional. First of all, that's why I even had to start it late because I'm trying to get y'all some clips and stuff too. Oh, here my computer goes doing foolishness. Guys, I swear. Somebody on YouTube is the enemy of progress. I don't know why they hate me going live. Like they hate it. They hate it. Own. So I went into watching this movie being like, this is gonna be so stupid. It's gonna give the Mike Todd Easter play. But I actually enjoyed it. It was actually good. I guess this was supposed to be fighting. Oh, I can see the parallel. Not you haven't seen the movie, but you want to be with us on the stream. I mean, I do have clips and stuff, so you don't have to actually like um know what's happening. I'm gonna talk about it too. So let me just pull up because I was trying to get the video that I was downloading to be up in here, but it's acting up and I don't know what to do. What did I download this file as? Wasn't too bad. I liked it. Didn't hate. Don't hate on the. I didn't say I hated on it. I was just saying I thought that's what it was gonna give. But it reminded me of like when Tyler Perry was in his bag, you know, with like the family reunion type stuff. It was giving that kind of vibe, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm not mad at it. It's like modern day Tyler Perry, but not like super. It wasn't as cheesy as I thought it was gonna be, if that makes sense. Yeah. Look who's entering into reviews of scripted programs. Listen, I'm trying. You guys have been asking for it. I'm trying, okay? I am trying. Usually can't take Christian movies seriously, but it was that's the thing too. I was like, oh, this is gonna make a mockery of Christianity. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Okay, users, user documents, Wondershare videos. Let me pull this up so we can start talking about the movie. Mm-mm-mm. Oh gosh, how did it. Wait. Sorry guys, give me a second. No, where the hell? I think it's giving very low budget, but it was really. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. It was not giving low budget at all. They had a budget, if you asked me. They had a budget. I think they absolutely had a budget, and they used it well. They had some good names in there, honestly. And it was Peacock too. You got to remember, this wasn't Lionsgate or, you know, it was on Peacock. I think they did very well. There also wasn't much backstory. I feel like they focused on the singing. Yeah, I think that was the point. I think it was supposed to be like a musical type thing, but I would have liked to see more of a story, kind of like the Fighting Temptations thing. I would have liked to see more of a backstory on um, Chloe Bailey's character, definitely. Y'all, why am I struggling to find the video I just created? There's always something going wrong with me. Always something. I don't even know what it's about. Please give us a summary. I will. I will. I will. Literally, I'm gonna walk through the movie with y'all. So don't worry. We saw no pictures of her mom. Yeah. True, because at first I was like, who this movie about? The cousin or Chloe's character? Yeah, I think it was supposed to be about Chloe's character. Yeah, so the fleshing, I will say, I think that there was a budget in terms of like production and everything, right? However, the writer's room could have used some assistance because there were some plot holes for sure. But what you gonna do? I think they were trying to target a younger audience. Yeah, definitely. I thought it was good for a quick little movie. I watched it at work. My only issue was the hip hop R&B remix. The gospel is still giving sexual, lol, but it was decent. Yeah, they tend to do that too. Hi, Nicole. They tend to do that when they remix like these secular songs. They're like, "Look, we made a gospel," and I'm like, "Not really, not really." But okay, if you think so. Guys, my computer froze. My computer is frozen. What is happening? Can y'all still see me? Let me look on my phone because my computer is frozen. It was my first time using a dating app. Yeah, almost every song in the movie was a remix. That is true. Okay, so y'all can see me. So why is my computer acting up? I'm gonna have a mental breakdown, you guys. I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. It's always something. If it's not one thing, it is something else. Can I just, like, and I can't even close out of this because then the stream will close. This is ghetto. I thought it would have been cute if they did a love story with Chloe and Drewski's character. Rather than her and Quavo. I don't even think there was a Oprah did give me a virus. I don't even think there was a love connection technically between her and Quavo's character. I think his name in the movie was Ty. There wasn't really a connection there at all. No, you guys, if you could see my computer right now, like it's I can't even do anything. I can't click, I can't do nothing. Oh, this is the ghetto. It's always something. My computer does not like you. Have you been watching adult movies? My computer, guys, no, I might actually cry. This is so frustrating. I put in so much work for this review. Chloe's vocals were giving, yes. I did love that there wasn't a romance subplot. Yeah. It sounds like I need to do a restart. No, I can't. I can't restart it. I refuse. I'm gonna stay strong. I'm gonna stay strong. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse. Period. 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 Ha! I knew it. You know, sometimes in this life, guys, you just gotta stick with it. You just gotta stick with it. Okay. Let me make it kind of big. Let me put it up here. Let me sit like this. There we go. Okay. So for starters, you know, I love me some Ready to Love alum. I always love seeing Mike. Mike has been on, what was that show called? De- um Raising Dion. Not Micah. Who's talking about Micah? Who's talking about Mike in here? I loved seeing him on Raising Dion, and so now seeing him in this, I was like, okay, look at you, Mike. Look at you, Mike, making your way. Let me just make it a little bit smaller. So basically, Mike is the pastor of a rival church who is always winning. Also, we could talk about how awkward it was when they had Chloe's character singing out of nowhere at the... We will get to it. We're doing like walk by walk, little by little, okay? So yeah, he's the pastor of a rival church, and they always seem to win. Now, here's where things take a turn. I don't know if this was regionals or finals or whatever, but Drewski's character, what was his name in the movie? I think it was Big Love, but what was the actual name? Oh, I don't remember. But anyways, he's trying to spice it up because their performance is not doing that hot. Baby. Oh, no.
You know the kind. Double back rewind. See that booty from behind thing. Jesus.
I said, now, sir. Why are you talking about booties and twerking and all kinds of stuff? In his defense, the backstory is that he used to be in them streets. Then he found the Lord. So now he's a changed man, you know? But I'm like, wow. Wow, sir. No. Come on. We need to do a little bit better than that. Okay.
We fall down, but we get up. Stay down.
That was them trying to bring it back. And as the lady said, leave it on the floor. Leave it on the floor. It's the way of the world. Film is right on par, in my opinion. Oh, why a mad face? I couldn't even do a movie like this. For real, I would be scared. God would strike me down. I'm dead. Yeah, they had to clean it up, y'all. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, so here's where we meet Sam, aka Chloe. And basically her whole story, which like we just talked about earlier before, they didn't really dive too much into it, which was a little bit frustrating. But what we do know is that she wanted to take a gap year to do music. But then in her doing music, the studio she was in got raided or something like that. And she caught a misdemeanor for being there. So her dad like sends her away. It's that typical, you've been bad, go live with your relatives until you learn how to be better. How about we just parent? How about it? Like, how about we just parent? The two ladies in the audience were making jokes. They were hilarious, okay? Hilarious. You've been a bad girl. Chloe is pretty. She's gorgeous. The way she was talking to her daddy, I could never listen. It was this whole, like, I understand she's probably like 18, 19, supposed to be in the movie. But I'm like, as long as you under that roof, and even if you were not, there's no way you're talking to your parent like this. I would ship you off to a different country, let alone somewhere in the same, I don't think they're in the same state because she came from LA. But I was like, she needs to be sent away. She not right. But her cousin, her sister cousin, her name is Jessica. She don't really like Jessica that much at the start.
Unbreak my heart, say you love me again.
Are we really doing this right now?
She's so cute, though. This cousin, I can't even lie. She's so cute. Nuh-uh, you can still catch her whipping, though, for real. You really still can. The cousin is so cute, you guys. I cannot lie. She's an absolute pain. And I feel like I have a cousin like that. But, yeah, I loved Jessica. She was cute. So, basically, they go to church on Sundays. Hi, AP. They go to church on Sundays. She don't go to church at all, right? So Jessica's like, I basically have a sister. She calls her sister cousin. Y'all know we have a lot of those. And she's like, you're going to do everything with me. So we're going to church together. Why this? Jessica is a character, let me tell you. She's special.
Does it ever stop?
No.
Who has the hallelujah chorus? The hallelujah Nah. The hallelujah chorus. You love the cousin. It seems like the cousin was great. The cousin was great in terms of the movie. But if she was my cousin, girl, She's the type to work on your nerves, but you're okay with it because she's so cool. I'm dead. Jessica's the cousin that'll get you saved. No, seriously. Alexis, Miss Saved and Sanctified, you do need that horn. Absolutely. The way you be crucifying us in these comments, but let's continue. So this part sent me. They call this what was it? I forget what it was called, but it was basically like the bench where everybody who was partying the night before would go and sit in the church. Honey, let me tell you something. Yeah? Now, me personally, you wouldn't catch me in the pews after a night of, foolishness. Only because the guilt would consume me. But for the people who used to do it, I said, wow, you made it to church. Amen. You made it to church. I cannot lie to you. You made it to church. So all these people, they're hungover. This is honestly so funny because okay, this reaction heart thing, it's blocking comments and I don't like it. This is honestly so funny because I cannot read that comment. I don't look Christian many times. I'm going to assume. Oh, I've been told I don't look. You know what? I can kind of see that though. Based on how you talk and the interest that you have, I could see people not pinpointing you as a Christian. This is the church where all are welcomed. Everybody, you have to repent for real. And basically that's the premise of the church. The church is filled with like either born again or recently converted Christians, and it's a come as you are kind of format. So that's why sometimes you have them like still cussing or still being in the world and stuff like that, even though you could be born in the church and be in the world. I'm an example. So yeah, the whole premise of the church is, I think it's even in a warehouse that they repurposed to be a church, just so you don't feel judged and all that jazz, okay? So here we meet Melissa. Melissa is the leader of the praise team. She don't like Sam, Chloe Bailey, because they are both interested in Big Love, Drewski. I loved this role for her. I wish, maybe I shouldn't say just because that's going to spoil the review or whatever. Oh, did it close? Oh. I liked the fact that they really showcased the girl in the middle, her voice a lot, because when I see her on, I think it's The Shy, when I see her on The Shy, like I want to see more of her personality. I didn't even know she could sing as good as she was singing. So I really like that. I really like seeing her sing and stuff like that. So this is the pastor. The pastor, what's his name? Pastor Goodman, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And so he used to be a thief. And one day he robbed a pastor's car. And actually that's what led him to be saved, because the pastor said, in return for me not pressing charges, you have to work at my church. Something like that. So that's how he became the pastor, even though he has like tattoos up his neck and like down his arms and all that kind of stuff. Look at her sing though. She's so cute. Pastor PJ. I think it's PG because it's Goodman. Yeah. But Pastor PG. Drewski's character. Yes, it was Aaron. Thank you. His name was Aaron. So yeah, the whole premise of like the praise team for Melissa is she wants to be a star. But she's clearly aware that her group is not that great. The group always loses. And so eventually she leaves the group, but she's trying to do this whole like, I'm the star, I'm the best. She's very arrogant. That'll be a theme throughout the movie. So then we meet Mr. Quavo. Okay. And Quavo, his name in the movie is Ty. He's hosting this party, and it's a platinum party for one of his songs going platinum. Sam wants to go because she wants to make her way into the music industry, and she's going to do it by way of Ty. How did they get chosen for the praise team? Only some of I don't know how that happened. I literally have no idea. But yeah, only a handful of them can sing. The girl with the colored hair can really blow. The main girl, Melissa, can blow. Even Drewski's character, Aaron, he can kind of sing, but everybody else, absolutely not. I like when they show a backstory of characters in the movie. It gives their character much more depth. Absolutely. Who's Kiki? Is Kiki the girl with the colored hair? Yeah, so basically the whole thing is Sam infiltrates his party. She gate crashes so that she can get to meet him and then make her way into the music industry.
He's from Atlanta, but baby boy, that's where he at now.
I mean, the girl could sing. Come on now. So the house party was raided. Not raided, no. They had a noise complaint because they saw too many black people in a prestigious community. They said, "What's going on? It's too much noise, too many folks. We don't like it." The cop knows Jessica. So Jessica was swindled into going to the party because of Sam. So she wants to do everything with Sam, right? But they lied saying they're part of the praise team. What was that? Wendy Williams. That part was so awkward. She just bust out singing in front of everybody. Kiki was the one on social media. I'm so lost, Daisy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm so lost. I'm so lost. But yeah, it was really awkward. It reminded me, you know, when people used to meet celebrities at like a meet and greet or a signature signing, a book signing or something like that, and they just bust out singing thinking this is their moment. And I'm like, why do you think that? Why do you think that? If anything, it's more awkward for you because rarely are people just so outstanding that in that moment you're gonna get like an opportunity. And then now it's awkward for the artist too because they gotta sit there and tell you that you're great when you're not. Oh, the girl with the colored hair. Okay. Y'all, I was lost on the cell phone. Thank you. I was so lost. Okay. I missed her name, but her name is Kiki. So yeah, it was awkward, but then it was also like, I guess you gotta take your opportunity where you can get it. So, what you gonna do? Oh, okay. Before I even let this play, because I thought this was absolutely genius. So now the punishment of her lying about being on the praise team is now actually being forced to be on the praise team. Somehow they get to go to this bowling event, like as a praise team. There's other people there as well. And the cousin tells the DJ, my cousin can remix any song into a gospel song. I thought this is going to be so ghetto. This is not going to be good. I loved it. I really loved it. I did. I'm about to play it.
Give it to him, let him do it, ain't no pressure. Anything you might be going through, don't let it press you. I live by the Bible, cause that's the way that I medicate. You know that I'm learning, you said it's okay at any rate. Cause when I really need someone, who am I gonna run to?
You guys, at that point, that's when I went to Spotify because I said, praise this better have a soundtrack because typically I don't like remixes like that. That's why I like the Kanye album here and there, but certain songs, like it makes me sing the original song. So I don't like when people do remixes, just make original music, but I liked it. The Pressure remix, I need that. I need it. It was a good scene, right? I loved it. It was so good. So good. Also, this makes me think, and I know she's not going to do it because that's not the route she's on at all. But I would love to hear Chloe do gospel. I would love to hear Chloe do gospel, but you know she you know she does not want to do that. Okay? And not right now at least. So yeah. The DJ was in shock of her vocals. I was in shock too, and I already knew she could sing. I said, "Wow, this is great. This is great." I believe Chloe would be great at gospel. I think so too. Like her voice is so rich. she would be so good. This movie just proved to me that if she was to pick a different lane than this pop thing that she's doing, and this is not a moment to now like bash Chloe Bailey, like she's those who like it, those who don't. I like it like 50% of the time, so when I like it, I like it. When I don't, I just don't bother with it, right? But I'm like, girl, gospel, you gotta tap into that. And speaking of gospel, I loved seeing Corinne Hawthorne in the movie, because that girl can blow. That girl can blow. I didn't know the preacher's wife could sing either, because they don't show. Yeah, they don't show her singing, and then all of a sudden she's singing in a scene later on that we're going to talk about. And I'm like, what the heck? And even the fact that she was at this event, I was like, what is she doing here? So basically in this scene right here, she's telling Chloe to let God, not Chloe. She's telling Sam to let God use her. And Chloe, we're telling you to let God use you too. Your voice would be good in gospel. Really good in gospel. I liked it, but the people said they didn't like it because she looked sexy. Did she? I don't remember her being overly sexual in this movie. I wasn't paying attention. I was laughing the whole time. I was laughing. I was just enjoying myself. So I wasn't really paying attention to the attire. I'm not going to lie. I don't like people doing gospel if they aren't Christian. Ooh, are we going to gatekeep Christianity, Alexis? Is that what we're doing? I don't know. I hear what you're saying. Oof, yeah, you're opening a can of worms in this conversation, huh? I hear what you're saying in that it would be a conflict of interest if you're evangelizing about one thing and then living a different life, but I have listened to some amazing gospel songs that did not come from gospel people. So I was like, oof, I don't know. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. That one is a tough one for me. I don't know. We might have to, I'm going to need time to ruminate on that idea. But I do hear you though. It is conflicting. Chloe is Christian, but I think the way that she is presenting herself in terms of like how she's doing her brand, it doesn't fall in line with like Christian values, I guess you could say. So that's why it would be kind of conflicting. You know what I mean? I do 1000% hear where you're coming from. But one of my favorite albums, gospel albums, is by Snoop Dogg. The Snoop Dogg album, specifically the song Saved. Come on in here. She should. Back in the 90s, R&B albums would always have the one gospel song at the end. That's true. Of the album. She can dip her toe into it. Well, I don't know. The subject matter that she does right now, it's not necessarily like love. It's more so sex. So I think it was easier to do that when people were singing about love. I don't know. That's an interesting one. We have to stop thinking that gospel musicians have to fit in a certain box. This is true. We wouldn't have some of the gospel artists today because when Mary first came out, they were not repping with them because they were too secular. Same with Kirk Franklin. No. Conspiracy. I feel like Chloe is doing this movie to try to save her image. Really? You think so? I mean, Swarm came around the same time, so I don't really know. I don't really know about that. I don't really know. That's not gatekeeping. Sister Act had Lauryn Hill. That's true. And the thing is too, like, I know this one girl, and then we're gonna get back to the movie. I'm taking such a tangent right now. I know this one girl who became a Christian through watching A Walk to Remember. I was like, how? But whoever God reaches people, that's how God reaches them. Listen, it is what it is. All right, so yeah. The First Lady is basically telling Sam that she needs to let God use her. So that's what this scene is about.
God used fish, donkeys, even hoes to get his word across. So don't think he won't use you too.
Low-key, she did just call her a hoe. Lowest of keys. She kind of did. Chloe's doing this movie for a job and a check. I don't think she has a problem with her image. Other people do. Yeah, I don't think she has an issue at all. I even saw a tweet from her today. I think somebody was saying like, "Oh, she's really trying to find herself," and she's like, "I'm not. Like, I'm cool." Yeah. Not many of you. Oh, is this about to be a read? Layla's gonna read us for filth through biblical word. Not many of you should become teachers serving in official teaching capacity. My brothers and sisters, for you know that we, who are teachers, will be judged by a higher standard because we have assumed greater accountability and more condemnation if we teach incorrectly. James 3, verse 1. Come on, Mom. Now, you better read us for filth with the word of Jesus. She was giving examples. She wasn't directly calling her a hoe, but after that, Sam was like, "Did she just call me a hoe?" And I was like, "Did she? I don't know." But no, she wasn't. She was just saying God can use anybody.
Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him.
Can I get an amen? Amen.
Clubbing, twerking, hot in hair.
Well, in hell, you're gonna see her.
Ooh, if I had some. Please don't throw too much, girl. That water gonna make them pants shrink.
I know God is working, so I smile. Even though I've been here for a while, I smile.
Yo, okay. So basically, I'm sorry. I was so ready to walk into this movie being like, this is sacrilegious. This is so bad. But as it was going, I was like, if I didn't know anything about the church, anything about Christianity or whatever, I would kind of like the representation that this movie is showing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, to have something that is modern and relatable, like that, I feel like that's what a lot of the church is missing. Now, I do think, and this is the same as, I know somebody said don't come for Mike Todd, but this is the same as the Easter thing. I personally have an issue with remixing secular songs, especially secular songs that do have like a sexual or an explicit nature, and then remixing those to make them like about God. I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. This movie did well in the remixes, but yeah, that'll always be a problem for me. Basically, this heifer right here, Melissa, was out here judging everybody else, talking about, oh, you guys are not being Christ-like and all that stuff. But she was more focused on winning, that she went and joined the winning team, and she left her team behind. You see how people do. We tell you all day and night how you're not Christ-like. That's why you can't judge nobody, child. I don't belong to any denomination when it comes to religion. However, I enjoyed this. No, they need to remove this react button. This is so stupid. It's covering the messages. Enjoyed this movie. It was cute with a message. Yeah, and I like that it was, whether you're Christian or not, you could watch it and you could feel like, okay, like, that was a nice wholesome movie, you know? I don't think it necessarily talked about any theology or anything like that. It literally was a girl who had lost her way, was once Christian, and then finds her way back to being Christian again. Yeah. She drove them to the event and then joined the other team without them knowing. Can you imagine? Foolishness. Just because she sings secular music don't mean she's not Christian. She's just not walking in Christian values. Yeah, that's what I was saying. She's never denounced Christianity at all, but the way in which she's presenting herself, like her image, her brand, and everything, it doesn't align with Christian values, quote unquote. You know what I mean? So that's where the disconnect is with a lot of people with Chloe and Halle. I mean, well, a little bit, and Halle too. But the thing is, people remember them from YouTube if you've known them for that long. Like, I used to watch them back in YouTube covers where Chloe was doing the most and singing in the backyard, and Halle had her guitar and stuff like that. So they came off as like these two wholesome little Christian girls with their beautiful locked hair and stuff like that. So the fact that she is the way she is a shock to the system for a lot of people, and it's hard for them to digest. But it is what it is. Opening another can of worms. Christianity isn't supposed to be relatable. Being Christian literally means people go against nature. Christianity is an alt lifestyle that goes against society. I agree. I agree. What I'm saying about relatability, though, is that when somebody is like first, or like, let's say somebody's first exposure to Christianity or anything like that, I highly doubt. No, let me not say highly doubt. Ooh, let me be careful now what I'm about to say. I just don't think a person who's like new to the faith would have been drawn by something like Passion of the Christ. You know what I mean? So, yes, Christianity is literally supposed to go against the grain. That's the point. You're supposed to be in the world, but not of it. In the world, but not of it. And so that's why I said, like, I do have issues with these movies where they remix like secular songs, because that's not the point. Like, you can do your own thing and still have it be engaging enough to bring in people. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to judge how people experience Christ and learn Christ. Like, for me, I was born in the church, so I have a different experience than new Christians do or born again Christians do. But like I said, the girl that I went to school with found God through A Walk to Remember. So I don't know. It's a tough one, you guys. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't know. My good sister in Christ. Come on, man. Yeah, it's a tough one. But yeah. What happens next? Let me see. So basically, they had to perform without the girl. And I said, I know these people are not doing a TikTok dance for the Lord. Not a TikTok dance for the Lord.
Melissa, did you know about this?
I said, what is that? What is that? I haven't seen the movie, but I'm assuming based on the tone and song remixes that the movie is trying to pander to secular audiences by watering down Christianity. I can see that. But again, like I was saying earlier, like, this movie wasn't necessarily how do I say this? How do I say this? Is it okay, let me pose a question. Is it okay for a movie to have Christian undertones but not necessarily be like theology based? Because I feel like watering down Christianity would be if this movie was supposed to be theology based and then they just like threw in secular stuff to bring in a wider audience. I don't know if that question makes sense, but that's my question. No, my silence wasn't the answer. I was trying to frame it in a way that would not be pushing either side, because I personally don't think it's an issue for something to have, like me. Ooh, maybe this might get me in trouble with some of y'all, but whatever, we're here now. Like, I am a Christian, but the stuff that I put out isn't Christian stuff. Like, does that now nullify my Christianity? You know what? Maybe I shouldn't even put that out there, because I don't even want to hear you say, no, you're not Christian no more. But yeah, I don't know. I think like it's okay for people to like talk about, because the whole thing, there was nothing about like religion, denominations, theology, and all that kind of stuff. It was basically this girl used to be a Christian, lost her way after her mom died, and then through like being in this group that was about like praise team and whatever, she found her way back to like exploring Christianity again. I don't think that's an issue. I don't think that's an issue to produce something like that. Honestly, I think we were trying to cater to a younger audience with the remixes and the cast. I could see that too. I could see them also like pandering to, I don't really like the word pandering. I could see them trying to cater the movie towards a wider audience, like a more general audience, especially with the people that they chose to put in the movie. But I wouldn't necessarily say like they watered anything down. I don't know. It's interesting. I think most Christians aren't that deep into Christianity as religion versus a culture, so it may appeal to the masses. Okay. I get it, but I don't think people should be drawn to the Lord by something secular because that's when they think it's okay to not change as a Christian because if they do it, if they do it, why can't I? Okay. By secular, I mean stuff the Lord doesn't agree with, not necessarily the media format. Okay. Personally, I think your religion doesn't necessarily define you as a person. It's more like a part of you, but not you. Interesting. I think the movie was a great opportunity to teach theology and relationship with Christ because they chose such popular figures like Chloe and Quavo. But see, I think that's where we missed it. I don't think that was the point of the movie. Like, the movie wasn't meant to be theological. Anything that draws folks to the Lord is good. Once you draw in, you study for yourself. Yeah, I mean, we've got some thoughts on this chat here. I don't know how far down I want to go into it because some of y'all might realize that you actually would be against my personal thoughts. But yeah, I don't think there's an issue in the way that they formatted the movie besides the songs that they chose to remix or like songs at all. I feel like there wouldn't have been an issue creating original music. That was my only issue with it. Yeah, you want to know? No, ma'am. We're not going to do that today. It wasn't meant to be theological. Why make the setting a church? The setting wasn't a church. The setting was like a convention thing. And even the church itself, it was a renovated warehouse. So the whole premise of this thing is like people have lived a life prior to coming in the church, but that life shouldn't deter them from exploring Christ and maybe like having their pitfalls and stuff like that, because you see some people, they do fall back into their old ways before they became Christian and stuff like that, but they were still accepted back into the church. Like, the movie itself is not set in a church. The movie itself is in this festival thing, praise team, festival, convection, whatever. Yeah. The movie primarily is about a young lady that wants to sing. I don't think the point was to teach a certain religion. Exactly. I don't see an issue with it. I didn't go into this movie thinking it was a Christian movie, even though they're singing about the Lord and going to church. Okay, we getting it. Okay. That's not Coco, even though they favor each other. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I could see that. I know this girl, though. I follow her on Instagram. I forget her name, but yeah, that's not Coco. Love your channel. Oh, you're in the hospital. I'm so sorry to hear that. Getting over a sickle cell crisis. So you're keeping me entertained right now. Oh, I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. That's not Coco, Alexis. That's not Coco. So basically, the group made it. The group made it through. That's why they're happy like that. Then Miss Girl is going back to her old ways. She wants to be signed by Ty. So she comes to his house again and he's like, oh, you're the girl who can sing. Like, that's dope. She's like, oh, I will do anything for an opportunity to work with you. And he's like, oh, so you're doing this for clout? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well, I don't want somebody who wants to work with me for clout because I want your heart to actually be in it. Anybody who will do anything to get where they want to go will fall for everything, basically, is what he's saying. That's his whole premise. The movie is a mix between A Joyful Noise and Fighting Temptations. I loved the melody Chloe did was dope. Oh, A Joyful Noise. That's a good example. This movie is like A Joyful Noise. Shout out Coco again. Yeah. I think it's okay. It's more focused on the music, not necessarily the religion. MLAO, not Ty repping the heathens. Yeah, so at first he didn't want to work with her, but then he ended up working with her. And they were working on a gospel song together, an original gospel song with one of his tracks. I think something
Don't
like
worry about me. I'ma be alright. Got G.O.D. all over my life.
Guys, I thought that song was a bop. I thought that song was a bop. As soon as I heard it, I said, I need that song on my phone. It was great. I loved it. I was thinking Fighting Temptations too. Definitely Fighting Temptations with Chloe being the girl who lost her way. The only difference is like, ooh, so that would have been great to see. It would have been great if they started, because you know how Fighting Temptations starts with Beyonce at the lounge. Or this is Fighting Temptations. This movie is literally Fighting Temptations, because Sam, Chloe's character, finds herself in a lounge at some point too. And Chloe literally was in Fighting Temptations as a kid. Why didn't they just frame the movie that way? It kind of is Fighting Temptations. Now I have to watch Fighting Temptations. I loved that movie. That was great. Okay, so now they've made it to like the regional level. Found the soundtrack on Apple. I found it on Spotify, so it was great. It was great, and she's under Beyonce. Could you imagine? Oh, what like life just panning out the way that it has for Chloe is so interesting. What a story. So they made it to regional, and here are the regional remixes. These ones made me laugh too.
We're shaking. Look at this life I'm making. I don't fake it. G.O.D. on my side, I'm sacred.
I should do a TikTok praise dance. On that Jesus time, I don't wait on any man.
Whoever was in the writing room was working overtime with these songs. Oh my goodness. She's following the Beyonce format. Honestly, was in a girl group, was raised young to become a singer, left the group, is really finding herself and stuff. All she needs to do now is marry a man that's significantly older than her. I don't like Bae, but I still don't know who allowed Bae to kiss Cuba Gooding Jr. What are you talking about? The song was fire. I'm so mad we didn't get a full performance at the competition. Robbed. It's Fighting Temptations and Pitch Perfect. Honestly, it's all three. It's Pitch Perfect, Fighting Temptations, Joyful Noise. Like, it's an amalgamation of all the three. So basically, Mr. Ty here, you know, he found the Lord, and then he's kind of losing his way a little bit because Mr. Ty was receiving, I think it's drugs. He said it was a Birkin, but the way he was whistling, I was like, it sounds like he gave you weed or like drugs or something. Not me saying weed or drugs as if weed is not a drug. But yeah, the pastor was there talking about, sir, aren't you supposed to be on the right track to being with the Lord? Like, why are we dealing? What is happening? But anyways, that explains why this man is here at this competition, because Sam stole one of this guy's songs, and it wasn't the song that they worked on together. It was a song that he planned to release on his own. She stole the song, and he was pissed about it.
Don't worry where I've been, what I did or how I came up. Every saying was a sin until they changed. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, so that's what happened there. I think the scene they were confused, huh? I like the scene where they were I cannot see with this reaction button. This is YouTube's worst update. I'm so sorry. They're trying to be Instagram and it's not cute. I'm assuming you're saying confessing their sins. It was relatable to young people. I thought hookers with this group. I wasn't surprised with porno. Huh? Daisy, I'm gonna need an explanation. What happened? What scene? What are we talking? What scene? What scene are we talking about? Y'all talking about she kissing Cuba Gooding Jr., but she kissing Jay-Z. Yikes. It wasn't even as good as the Stolen Song. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even as good with the Stolen Song as the OG. I agree. On the phone, you can react like you are scrolling up to see. Oh. Look at you, Miss Bond. Thank you so much. Oh, you're ahead of the movie. Oh, with the sex tape. Okay. I was like, what are you talking about, Daisy? Okay, I got you. So basically right now the group is upset at her because how are you going to change a song up like that? Like, it's clear that this girl has visions of fame more than she does like evangelism, basically. So even though the song was about God and they are in like a Christian setting to do this like praise team competition thing, she wants notoriety. She wants her claim to fame to be a singer, to get the studio and the record deal and all that stuff. And she's doing it by any means, which is basically what Ty was saying. Like, I don't want to work with anybody who is more focused on the fame and the money than the actual mission of what you want to do, because then you will do anything. Like, there's no bounds, there's no limits, there's, you know, and that's exactly what she did. So, not a good look. Then this part was confusing to me because, like we said earlier, they never explained that the first lady can sing. But then Sam goes into a random lounge. Like, she just had a falling out with her cousin. They were yelling at each other. They're saying like, oh, you're not my cousin anymore, whatever, whatever. And then she goes into this lounge to decompress. And then the first lady is singing. And I said, what? That part really confused me. That was a really big plot hole. I need them to work that out because that didn't make any sense to me. But I guess this is one of the ties to Fighting Temptations because the lady was a lounge singer. This girl is in the lounge. I don't know. It was confusing. Right. Why was the first lady in a random lounge singing? I think they said it's her lounge. But then I was like, again, like, how does she have a lounge? Like, what the heck? This part was random. Did the first lady say she owned the lounge? I think her name is Natalie or Nicole, something like that. Her name is either Natalie or Nicole, and the lounge is named after her. So she's like, oh, Natalie, yeah, that's me. And I'm like, I don't get it. But she can sing. And she's basically telling Sam that, what was she telling her? No, I forget. What was she saying? I forget. We're just going to keep moving on. I totally forget what this conversation was about. That's how random the scene was. Then why would Chloe go in there when she was only 18? Because she had a fake ID. It's like they're placing her randomly in the movie to talk to Sam. No, seriously. So at this point in the movie, she had tried to reconcile with Ty. He wasn't having it. And then the pastor lets them know that they get an opportunity to sing in the regional competition because the main girl, the girl who y'all said looks like Coco, in her group, the group is named the Promise Ringtones. Reason being, the promise ring is basically a chastity belt. They're promising themselves to not engage in sexual relations until marriage. Well, Miss Homegirl, the lead, somehow had a mixtape. I don't know how you have a mixtape while abstaining at the same time, but she did. Did I say a mixtape? I meant sex tape. And so it got leaked or whatever. And so in that, they're all having a conversation basically saying, you know what, like, I get that she's not going to be able to sing with the group and all that, but I'm not even in a place to judge because the things that I've done is crazy. So basically, Sam was saying she has her own videos that are out there that could really be detrimental to her. Kiki made an OnlyFans one time because money was tight or something like that. Aaron, what was Aaron's confession? I know, I said mixtape. Can you imagine? Oh, that was her launch before she met the pastor. Okay. But yeah, they didn't explain that well enough. Overall, I feel like there were a few times that were written a little weird and the tone was a little off. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Yes, it was her launch because it was inferred when Chloe's character took a sip in the drink and it wasn't strong. Oh, that's why the drink wasn't strong. I thought the guy didn't believe that she was old enough because she had a fake ID, and that's why he gave her a weak drink. Yes, he was dating a girl from the Champion group, Champion something something, and he was selling weed. Child, a mess. And he was selling weed for like 10K. I need to reevaluate my life choices. 10K. You know how many drug dealers I went to school with? And I went to a Christian university. I went to a Christian university. You know how many of those men were selling weed, selling drugs? I was like, wow. That's why y'all got these nice cars. Because my car is busted. I'm not playing life right. Yeah, the bartender didn't believe the fake ID. That's what I thought. That's what I thought too. But it does make sense why she would get a watered down drink if it's the First Lady's Lounge. That does make sense too. That does make sense too. So yeah, everybody's confessing, and basically they learned that because the group from the Promise Ringtones doesn't get to sing, or the main girl doesn't get to sing, they don't want to sing without her. And so now they get to sing in regionals because they didn't make it, but now the free spot is there, and they were in 4th place. So they got bumped up to 3rd. Good to see you drinking water. Girl, I've been drinking 2.2 liters a day. And I've been sat on that toilet seat, but it's okay. I'm trying to cleanse my body, child. Get my life right. Is she roasting me? I know. Was that a read, Daisy? I'm joking. So yeah, I think the next clip is them actually at regionals and the songs that were being sung at regionals, which, again, hilarious to me. Oh, right. This is what I want you to talk about. Michelle, I said it's nice to see you, girl. This show has a I'm sorry, guys. I feel like this show has a budget on everything besides the writer's room. And the writer's room includes the music, because I feel like, yes, the remixes were great, but we could have done some original arrangements. You know what I mean? But then again, they would have a budget, because to clear all those tracks, that's a lot of money. They had Michelle Williams. They had Chloe Bailey. They had Drewski. They had Mac Wilds. They had Mike. They had the girl from The Shy. Like, they had pretty notable names for a Peacock movie. I was pleasantly surprised. For a Christian Peacock movie, I was surprised. I really was. That Birkin bag scene was funny. The pastor thought about changing careers for that 10K? I'm playing life wrong. If people are making 10K, that's crazy. Imagine if you walked up to someone and said, glad to see you're eating veggies and taking care of yourself. I give Daisy a pass. I didn't see it as a read until you said it. Okay, but Fighting Temptations had Beyonce. How we topping Beyonce? By her successor, basically. I think that's how they're trying, at least. So yeah, now we're gonna get to the performances at regionals. Oh, my bad. Ugh, I'm forgetting how this movie went. This entire time, she's not talking to her father, obviously, because her father basically shipped her off for bad behavior. The uncle that she was staying with, so Jessica's father, called the dad. And even though they weren't in contact, he was like, I'm going to come anyways. And he basically was saying, like, I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of the strides that you've made. Your mom would be proud. Her mom passed away when she was younger. And that's why she lost her way in terms of being connected with Christ and stuff. So the dad was putting a cross necklace on her just to remind her that God is always with her and her mom is always with her. And so that was her encouragement to keep it pushing. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. I really liked it. Now I think is the regionals clips. And if it's not, well, I don't know.
All I ever really need is Jesus. I don't need another thing, just Jesus. I surrender everything to Jesus.
I'm a believer. Look in my life and you will see. I'm a believer. How can you not believe?
In second place, what a surprise, Champion Line, the Oil Factory.
I hated that they used the song Money by Cardi B. Because I was like, there were other songs that I didn't like either, but I was like, But then even in me knowing the song, can I judge? Because I knew immediately that was Money by Cardi B. So how am I going to judge? It's giving hypocrite. Oh, man. Baby, the way Corinne snatched that trophy and the check, I was weak. And she didn't even let the group go up with her. She was like, this is ghetto. But yeah, I think that they did a great job. But I absolutely loved the oil, what are they called? Oil Factory. I liked their thing better. And I liked that it got all the other groups involved too. So, the group with the girl who had the sex tape, like she felt like she could sing with them, and it basically was a moment where Sam finally realized that this is more about the praise than the performance, and she shouldn't be stuck on putting on a show and should be focused on like evangelizing, and that's why her performance was more powerful. Now when she was on the ground whipping her hair, I was like, it was a little bit much, but yeah, they were sore losers. They really were. I feel like they didn't really sing though with the remixes. I wanted more. I think it would have hit harder if it was original stuff, because with the remixes you compare to the song that's already there. So yeah. The Coco character. The Coco character, when she got up to sing with Chloe, I think she was showing off that she got engaged. Oh, did she? I didn't see a ring. Hold on, let me sort through the movie real quick and see if there's a ring in there. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't, because the way my computer was freezing some minutes ago, I should just leave it alone. But okay, she got engaged. Hopefully it's the man with the sex tape though. Otherwise, that'll haunt him for a long time. She was sticking her finger out. I missed that completely. Don't risk it. I already did. The mouse thing is circling like this. I messed up. Maybe they could have done some original and use it in a soundtrack. Yeah, they do have a soundtrack. And it's basically what you saw in the movie. So that was a missed opportunity, I think. I definitely think that was a missed opportunity. They could have had an album going. Y'all know the movie Seeing Red? Is it Seeing Red? Being Red? Thinking Red? The girl with the red panda. And then she becomes the panda whenever her period comes. I think the movie was about a period. I'm not quite sure. But basically, in that movie, the group Four Town had a lot of original songs, and now there's there's 5 people who represent the people who were in the group Four Town, and now they're on tour because the songs were original, and now they're profiting tenfold over this movie. And I'm like, missed opportunity. And I even looked on Spotify. Everybody who's in the movie was credited as like a singer, a performer, or whatever on the soundtrack. So I'm like, yeah, I'm missing the Turning Red. Thank you. Yes. Wasn't it about her period? I swear it was about her period. Because let me justify it. Can I justify it? I don't know. But I saw it was. Yeah, that's all I needed. I don't even need any proof. Somebody else co-signed. That's enough for me. I swear it was about her period. And I think I saw somebody do a TikTok breaking it down how it was about her period. I love how authentic it was to Toronto though. There were places in the movie that I was like, that part of the city legit looks like that. Like legitimately looks like that. It was crazy. So yeah. At the end of the movie, Sam had left her jacket over at Ty's house at the beginning of the movie, and so he was bringing it back kind of like as an olive branch. He was going to keep it because he was upset with her, but he brought it back. He was basically saying, I'm proud of you, whatever, whatever. They were kind of alluding to the fact that this could be a romantic connection, but they didn't dive into that, and I appreciate that. I don't feel like this movie needed it. I think this movie was more about this girl finding her way, and her being distracted by a guy would have ruined it. Not him keeping a woman's jacket. Yeah, so I like that they left it at this friendship situation, you know? I didn't like how they reconciled their connection because she never actually proved to him that she was sorry. She just went over to his house and apologized, but he didn't accept that apology. And then all of a sudden, after he watches them perform, he's like, oh, yeah, I forgive you. What? And the movie was almost 2 hours. They could have fleshed it out, no? Wasn't the movie an hour and 50 minutes, including the credits? So, I don't know. More like a professional development for now. Yeah, they leaned towards a professional relationship for sure. But I think like it typically, if you see this kind of dynamic, it could have turned into a romantic connection is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. He saw she was serious about her business, so he was giving her another chance. Okay. Yeah, maybe I missed that part. I must have missed that part because I was like, this is confusing. How is she all of a sudden just in your good books like that? Like, what? But anyways, that's the movie. That is the movie. Like I said at the beginning, I walked in thinking this was going to be so cheesy, so distasteful, like, not a fan. And I don't like that I did that too, because like, I understand, yes, Christians aren't supposed to be of the world, just in it. But then I'm like, why was I so quick to judge something that in reality could be somebody's first encounter, exposure to anything related to God at all? Because biblically speaking, we're just going to get biblical for a little bit here. The only reason why the second coming ain't here is because not every ear has heard about the Lord. So there's a lot of evangelism that needs to be done. And I feel like as long as there isn't like false teaching, even though my cousin has a verse that kind of denies what I'm just saying, as long as there isn't like a false teaching per se, and it's just showing God, the love of Christ, whatever, to people who don't know, I don't think that's a problem. And so, yeah, I walked in being judgmental, and I walked out thinking, you know what? That was better than I thought it was going to be. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I liked it. Might dive into more scripted stuff. Who knows? This is just a taste. I'm just dibbling and dabbling. I know that there was a lot of controversy with this movie because it was framed as a Christian movie. Well, it is a Christian movie. And then they had like Chloe in the front of it, especially off the heels of her doing Swarm, where she was in a very different position. So I was like, okay, let me watch it. And then when I watched it, I was like, I want to talk about it. I enjoyed it. I did. Not Fighting Temptations being the first recommended video under really? That is so funny. What made you want to review oh, I just answered that. I didn't even know you said that. We should talk about more Black movies. Would love us to do Diary of a Mad Black Woman so we can talk about Shamar. That man will never live that down. I think it was the lack of spacing in the cornrows. It was too crowded. It was painful. It was painful, y'all. It was painful. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad at doing more of these. This was fun. This was fun for me. I feel like if they were going to do covers, though, they are already fire gospel songs out there. Yeah, and I think they only covered like 2 gospel songs. They did Break Every Chain, and they did one Donald Lawrence song. I can't think of it right now. But I think the issue with the remixing or doing like a cover of a gospel song is that they were trying to do original stuff. So you can't necessarily rework the words of a song that's already gospel to make it more gospel. Yeah, I don't know. And I think too, it would have been interesting. Okay. I think this would have worked better. Because they went to that bowling alley and the cousin told the DJ, my cousin can change any song into a gospel song. It would have been more interesting if every other group sang gospel songs, gospel covers, but the not oil paintings, what are they called? Oil pantry? Oil factory. But the oil factory did remixed songs. Like, I think that would have made more sense. Because that scene with the DJ, like, I didn't understand it. She got to showcase her voice and stuff, but like, for what? You know? Nobody was attacking her, nobody was challenging her. It was literally just the cousin speaking out. Like, that's all that it was. But it would have been more interesting if the whole premise of that group going forward was changing like secular songs to Christian songs, whereas everybody else did gospel songs like off rip. I think that would have made more sense. Have you seen some diehard Christians calling it a mockery? Like, they are really upset and saying whoever liked it is not really Christian. Listen, personally, I've wanted to leave the church plenty of time because people thought that I wasn't Christian enough. And that was when I was like really, really, really heavy in church. Like, so I don't know. Like, I just felt like it's so hard to just argue with Christians. It's so exhausting. I could not do it anymore. Yeah, it was tough. And it's so funny, the lip that people had about how like other Christians were, when my worst experiences in life happened either in the church or by church people. My SA, oh, sorry, trigger warning? Yeah, trigger warning. My SA was done by a church elder, a well-respected one at that. And where did he do it? In my father's home. So I don't know, like sometimes when people are really judgmental, I'm like, look within, like stop acting like y'all are perfect. Like, I'm so sorry. It's very frustrating. And like I said, like I was upset at myself that I walked into this movie with judgment because I hadn't even seen anything to really piss me off. Like, but I just walked in pissed off because it's like, how dare Chloe Bailey do a movie about God? Like, how dare I even say that? Like, I don't know. It's a lot. Am I still singing? No, but that's not because I don't want to. It's because I'm working through my imposter syndrome. And this year is the year that I'm really like trying to fall back in love with my voice again. It's okay. You don't got to be sorry for me. I've worked through it. I have worked through it. It happens. It shouldn't happen, but it happens. So yeah, it's really hard for me when Christians have this whole like, oh, this is so bad, like you shouldn't do Christianity this way and stuff like that. I'm like, even when it was quote unquote being done the right way, there were some heinous things happening in the church. So save it. Personally, save it. Oil pantry mixtape oil paintings. It is water, okay? It came out the fridge. Unless they put something else in the fridge, it came from the fridge. This was also a smart way to not pay for the rights for all these songs. True. I liked it. It was funny, very like the new generation, but not too off the wall. Agreed. But yes, I agree with someone else's comment. I wanted more singing of the remixes, like how we got from Pitch Perfect. I hear that. I think it's the extremists that are outraged because Christians who just mind their business and love the Lord don't seem pressed. No, seriously. Everyone's relationship with God is their own personal relationship. It has nothing to do with anyone else. I know, Daisy, I should share my gifts. It's just, see, here's the thing. Here's my Finding Temptations moment. Everybody wants me to sing gospel. I don't want to sing gospel. And it's not that I don't love the Lord. I don't want to sing gospel because I don't want a business with the gospel world. People are going to look at my life singing gospel. Ooh, maybe this is why I was triggered earlier. It's all connecting. People are going to look at my life and say I'm not worthy to sing gospel. And in as much as I don't mind retribution, I don't mind pushing against like people's negative thoughts against me, when it's something really close to home, like my voice and my relationship with God, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So everybody's like, Elaine, you should sing gospel. Elaine, you should sing gospel. I would love to sing gospel if Christian people weren't so judgmental. And this is coming from somebody who was born and raised in the church. My daddy was born and raised in the church. His daddy was born and raised in the church. His daddy was born and raised in the church. Like, I don't say my mom because she wasn't born and raised in the same church, but you know. Hey, man. I'm going to see about it, Daisy. I'm going to see about it. We'll see about it. Thank you for sharing your story. A lot of folks are not able to. Oh, thank you, Trey. Girl, all these non-singing people out here. Girl, they call Jesus a devil in front of his face. Shake my head, do you? Hey man, it's a tough business. It's a tough business out there. And as much as we like to say, you know, come as you are, there's only a certain extent with the as you are, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that it opened my mind just a little bit more. I was talking to my cousin yesterday about the Easter thing, the Easter play, and I kind of felt the same way again. And I'm like, oh, maybe that's something I need to work on. But all I wish for the Easter play from Mike Todd's thing, if you haven't seen it, it's all over the internet. It's the worst clips too, mind you. Like, it was a whole play. I think it was over an hour long. I just wish that it was done in a theater or something. Like, something about me didn't take to them playing those tracks like in church. I do think there needs to be a differentiation, but I understand what the message was. Now that I think about it, my cousin will be amazed that I'm even saying this right now, because this is not necessarily what I was saying when I first heard about it. I was just so quick to judge, and I'm like, I'm becoming the people who I felt pushed me out of the church. They didn't push me out of anything. That was my own decision to take a sabbatical. But yeah, I'm just like, I can't be that same person. Like, if there isn't any falsities being taught, can't really judge how people explore the Lord. I don't know. Do you think they'll do a sequel? I don't think so. I don't think it calls for one either. I think it's good as it is. Your voice is amazing. You know the saying, you do you. Thank you, Daisy. So sweet. I know we're busy with lives and all. I'm grateful. And I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but do you see a free talk live in the future? If it's no, I understand. I just miss talking about nothing. Yeah, I can see it in the future when the shows die down a little bit. I think for me, May is going to be pretty calm. Rest in peace, my bank account. May is going to be pretty calm, so we might have another like free talk live in there for sure. Y'all remember Bees in the Church? I feel like this was a true inspo for the movie. Bees in the Church, beat. Yikes, why am I singing that? So good to see you. We'll do a live review for Ready to Love this Friday. I will on Discord, and I will try to get the replay up on YouTube. I don't know what it is about Ready to Love. Every time I try to like record the replay or whatever, something is crashing. The sound wasn't working, the video wasn't working, something is not working. So the watch parties are on Discord, and I will try to get the replay up for the people who aren't on Discord on YouTube, but we'll see. I was happy to see Chloe act in something other than a grownish. I think she's a great actress and really displayed her talents. Yeah, I liked her in this too. Never heard your voice. Is there anywhere I can listen? I think I have some videos on here. You'd have to scroll way back because that's back when this channel used to be about my life and now it's about television and media. So yeah, you could look on here. You'd have to scroll really far. You could also look at my Instagram. You wouldn't have to scroll as far, but you'd still have to scroll. It's because I'm struggling with accepting my voice right now, guys. I'm working through it. I'm working through it. Oprah is a hater. To be fair, there's a difference between judgmental and evaluation. By God's grace, we have the opportunity to evaluate things while relinquishing the authority to issue a final condemnation or judgment. I totally hear that. I think a lot of what's been happening on social media, though, is absolutely judgment. Yeah. But I absolutely hear you. The story left room for a part 2. I guess so. I guess it did. I think it's just annoying for me because they could have just filled the plot holes in this movie. Like, it didn't have to be left open for a sequel. But I hear you guys. I hear. Maybe they will. Maybe if it is received well. I know, like, things on Peacock haven't been doing, like, that great. Just because people don't want to add yet another streaming service. But if it gets enough traction, maybe. Yeah, those videos are buried. And YouTube with their BS, you can't sort from oldest videos to... Yeah. So you'd have to be scrolling. I think I'm closing in on 900 videos on this channel. So good luck to you. Yeah, good luck to you. Actually... Hold on, let me do something real quick. Again, I'm fumbling around with my computer when I know I shouldn't be doing so, but I think I can find me singing the anthem on YouTube. Let me find it on my phone and then just play it for you guys on the screen, because if I mess with my computer, it's game over. If I mess with my computer, it is game over. I struggle with my voice too. I don't like to hear my voice, but I had a lot of people tell me they like my voice. And if I can sing, I hear you, man. It's tough. Like, I have crazy imposter syndrome when it comes to my voice. Let me look for me. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh, is there one without an echo? No, guys, I think I have one without an echo. It's just because where my cousin was recording, you could hear me and the speaker. So that's why it's like that. Hold on. Yeah, I used to sing at a stadium for the Edmonton, at that time they were called the Edmonton Eskimos, but I sang for them 2 seasons in a row. And that was the first time they'd ever had like a consistent like singer. So yeah. Is this one better? Let's see. Oh, not it just stopping midway. That was the airplanes flying over. So I actually hate that performance. Not girl, we get it, you're Canadian. I hate that performance because that was my first performance, the first season that I sang with them. I popped a blood vessel. I was so stressed. My voice was so shaky. It was horrible. Like, oh, I was having the worst time. I was having the worst time. It was so bad. And then that's the day they wanted to interview me. I have a freaking big red dot in my eye because, like I said, I popped a blood vessel. Oh my gosh. It was horrible. It was horrible. I looked mad playing the video because I was. Because I was. I hated it. I hated that video. I wanted to redo so bad. So bad. Remember me for the live action Little Mermaid. Reminded me. Oh my gosh, I can't read. Reminded me of the live action Little Mermaid when she came out of the water part on Part of Your World. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Guys, I can't think today. Like, words are just not coming together. But yeah, no, there are better videos of me singing. That's just the video that I show people because it's like basic. I didn't do any runs. I didn't do anything because it's the anthem. Like, you want people to be able to sing along with you. And it's so funny because every time they'd ask me to do the French and English version, hearing the confusion in the crowd, it was just too funny. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That gave me stress playing that for you guys. That's how you know that's love. Because I hated that. I hated that. That had nothing to do with your voice. But it did, Daisy. But it did. I can hear that wasn't my best. I can hear it. Like, I can hear the strain in my voice. I can hear the shaking. Like, I've done better. I 1000% have done better. Stop telling the people to search me. Stop telling the people to search me. Oh my gosh. Let me see if there's a better one. What was this one? Oh, see, this one was much better. But somebody else was recording and they only caught like the end of it. Hold on. See, now this one was clean. This one was clean. That one I like. The other one, I don't. We are our own worst critics. I know. If that was not your best, girl, the world can't wait to hear your best. And I want to do vocal training. I would love to get a vocal coach. That'd be so cool. I don't know how to do runs. I'm more of like a belter. So I'd love to learn how to do runs for sure. And the whole what genre am I going to do, that's kind of TBD. Because like I said, I would love to do gospel, but Christians be tough. Even some people, like when I did the Eskimos thing, like, let me not say Eskimos because we're not calling them that anymore. When I did sing for the CFL, they were excited for me. And then it turned into this whole like, but should Christians be singing at and I'm like, you cannot win. Like, you cannot win. You can't win. Girl, if I hear "Oh Canada" one more time, this is America. Well, actually, I have me singing the American anthem too. Since you want to hear America. Hold on. It's short though. Oh, can I find it? I don't think I can. Well, what you gonna do? Not that's overkill. But yeah, that's it. I'm done with the live. I have nothing else to talk about. My rating for this movie out of 10, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7, mainly because of how I walked into it and then how I walked out. I think it absolutely changed my mind. Oh, for Jazz. But I don't know how to do the scatting. Isn't that Jazz? Interesting. Yeah, I'm figuring it out. 2023 is me finding my voice again. So, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Be like Rihanna, don't worry about everyone else. For sure. For sure. You're done with Alexis Dim Sum? So are we. Oh, I love you guys. I always have a great time. Even when there's discourse, it's all in love. You know, I had a discourse with people how many years ago? Was it 2 years ago? About my bonnets. Oh, the way the numbers dropped. I said, So I didn't piss some people off today. Okay. That's also why I don't talk about religion on this channel, because I'll probably piss a lot of people off then too. But it is what it is. Y'all gonna miss me when I'm gone. Why are you predicting to be gone? Don't be gone. Don't be gone. Be here. Be here. Stay with us. But yeah, anything else you guys want to say before I head out? A free talk live. Now you're making me think about it. When would I even be able to? Love is Blind ends on Sunday. The week after that, I think I'm going to be in Buffalo. I'll keep you posted. It's a tough one. I don't know. I rate the movie an 8. I enjoy the way the cast paired, especially with the sister cousin. Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. What's for Alexis? Alexis wants me to talk about random stuff so that I don't get off the live. Like, I see your tactics. I see your tactics. What's for dinner? It's gonna be minced meat and rice. And then how was the sushi? It was great. Anything else you'd like to know? Like, I know you by now, Alexis. Please. You cannot trick me. You cannot trick me. Oh, good night. Okay. Alexis has said good night, so therefore it is a good night. Y'all be blessed. I'm gonna see y'all on Discord. Daisy, see if you can get. Oh, I'm gonna stress you out, but see if you can get on Discord, because that's where we've been watching Ready to Love and Put a Ring on It. Hopefully someone around you can help you. But yeah, see if you could head over there, and that's where we watch it, and you can even talk. That's where people can talk as well. They can respond. So maybe you'll like that. Maybe you'll like that. The link should be in the description box as well. And if it's not there, just let me know and I'll send it to you. What is Discord? That's what I thought. Okay. I'll work on the replay just for you, Daisy. I'll work on getting the replay just for you. Don't worry about it. I know. I need to make a tutorial. There's so many people who've been struggling. It's so funny. For the 15th time, good night. Oh, I'm turning into my parents. I can't even say good night to